We've got Brett here from the Central Coast of New South Wales. 4 days and looking for a couple of freezer fillers. So he's invited me to carry my rifle just in case I've got an angle on a deer and he can't get a shot. So the goal of this 4 days is to fill his fridge. So haven't been in this area for over 12 months, so we've got to do a bit of a recce before we sort of get real serious. But we've got 4 full days and see if we can get it done. Well, we're just on our way back to the camp and we've put up a stag. Earlier this morning we put up a hind. We both got the gun on it, but it was through some thick stuff and running, and no one got a clear shot. And then we saw a deer way up in the bluffs, too far away, and then just walking back spotted a hind just by chance through a little window. So I've sort of kept her in the memory bank. She's on a really nice clear face, but she's too far away at the moment to make a play on. Yeah, there's not a lot of sign around, and the deer are really scattered, sort of individual deer here and there, but long way away, long way apart, I should say. Anyway, keep moving. Well, I've been glassing for the afternoon and we've spotted a hind, so she's sort of disappeared on us. She was at 500. So we've crossed over the creek to try and just stalk into the gully and see if we can get a crack at it. Then the brakes got into about 40, got a bit of a flash of her, she gave me a honk and went. So, no venison yet. Got one more gully to sneak through before dark. Is this a base egg hunt or what? Sorry, that calf's a bit small, so we'd probably need to shoot the calf. Do you want it? Like, it won't be a lot of meat, but... I always do it a couple of days. We do, but... bird in the hand. I agree. What's that? The younger one. Well, you can see it. Yeah. It's just where it disappeared. Where the last one was. I think that's a different one, isn't it? Huh? That's a different one, isn't it? No, that's the one that walked in there. It's a bigger one. It's bigger? Yeah, I think there must be a smaller one somewhere. That's a third one, I reckon. What's that? I think that's a third one above it. It looks a lot bigger than the calf. Yeah, well, when I look back at as you were setting up, it was a lot bigger than when we first saw. this way a little bit more. There's no broadside. Back in the same clearing.
I know there's a big one above it, up in that clearing above, where that dark tree, you can just see its shoulders. The dark trees are curving over to the right.
Yeah, that's it. It's
Yeah, that's what I see. So there's quite a few there, I think.
Maybe this isn't the mother.
That's 3 in that area. And we know it, and there's possibly a 4th calf. So that calf might be one to that big one up here.
Yeah, this one didn't appear to be.
This is a bit broadside there.
Let me concentrate on it.
Down the hill. Down the hill's always good. Maybe the scrub just below. Let's see if we got anywhere.
We perched up on this little rock ledge here, and we'd come into this gully this morning because I've hunted it before and seen quite a few deer, and we saw 2 stags driving here, stand on the road, silly buggers. But yeah, we poked up into this gully and we had boot marks down the bottom, which is a bit disappointing. So we punched up the side and cut into this gully, and there was nothing there, but it just looked really likely across the gully. We kept glassing, gaining height. As you gain height, you get more advantage on thicker faces and you actually see into little pockets. And eventually, yeah, spotted a hind and a calf and a big hind a bit higher up in this tiny little clearing. And it was a bit too far for Brett, and I've got my 3006 dialed right in, so yeah, I think it was 464 yards. So I've made a shot, replayed the footage. It looks alright, a little bit further back than I would have really liked, but I think she's in a lot of trouble. So we're just going to pack up and mosey our way down. Brett's taken a compass bearing, so we're going to use this rock as a reference. See if we can get on that little clearing in that big scrub over there. So the old neoprene camera case came in handy with my jacket shoved in there for a rear bag, if anyone was wondering how I got steady, and just resting off the backpack. Practice this way and you'll get confident. That's the first sign we've just cut up. Use the compass, we're 10 degrees out. So I've just moved over. And yeah, got blood straight away, which is a good sign. And she's heading straight down, which is also another good sign. Down into there somewhere. Stay tuned.
Good find.
First picked up the sign just there, and that right there is our deer. Beautiful. No tracking job required. Yeah, so the old compass. I'm going to get one next time I'm in Aussies, I think. It was really handy. Sort of gave us the line that we needed to move to. As soon as we did, we cut the running marks. So, learn something every day. Well, let's go down and check her out. The entry on the other side is about here, and there's the exit. So it was angling through her body. It's grabbed back of lungs and liver, which in an ideal world I would have had the entry closer to the front shoulder and probably wouldn't have got an exit because it would have hit shoulder bone, but it would have exited, 8-10 inches back on the opposite side. But we got the job done anyway at 475 yards, 30.06 with a 178 grain ELDX at 2740 feet a second, 22-inch barrel, stock standard Tikka T3 light, with a Leopold VX5 3-15 by 44 scope, and I think I dialed 7.7 MOA. So that gives you a bit of an idea. It was zeroed at 200 yards, so it had a fair bit of a lollipop to the bullet, which I don't think shows up in the video, but anyway, so we better get some knife work going on. Anyone that was worried that that calf was hers, no boob bag. We'd already determined there was a bigger hind higher up in the clearing that, and the calf had gone up to her, and this is probably her calf from a year or two ago. Perfect one to take, perfect size, big enough for a good feed and not too big to be a tough old girl. So what do you reckon, Brett?
Perfect job.
Happy to fill the freezer?
Yes, did a great job.
Probably wondering why I was doing the shooting, and that's just purely because Brett doesn't have access to a long distance range, and so he was only sighting in at 50 metres?
50 metres.
So we're sort of using calculations, happy to go out to 200 with that sort of a sight in, but for that longer shot you really need to be dialed in and practicing at those sorts of distances, and so he was more interested in filling his freezer than taking a pot shot, which is good because that's not good ethics. So I managed to make a really nice shot on this deer and fill his freezer for him. Anyway, we're going to get to work and get the knives out, which I've got one of R&M Blades knives. What's it called? It's a Zoe Zipper. So maiden voyage, we'll give it a run. Can't tell that there's two boned out back legs in there, can you? It's heavy though. We've got both front shoulders, boned out back legs, eye fillets, back straps and ribs from one side. Oh, and we've just lost the first aid kit. Yeah, so we achieved the goal this morning. So we've had a lazy day in camp and we're just having a bit of a cook up. I'm going to try some liver. I tried it the other day and I didn't like it, but I put a bit of a meat rub on it, a bit of spice, and cooking it with onions this time. So we'll just see how that goes. And we've got the heart all ready to go. So we'll have a little bit of a cook up and a few beers tonight and head out in the morning. And there's the heart ready to go. Bit of liver. It's just not my thing, eh? I don't like it. I'll try anything, but don't know what it is. Not so much, but definitely better wrapped in bacon. Something to do with the texture. Heart, yes please. Stop it. Oh, I could shoot him just for the heart. What do you got there?
Bit of Shiraz stag.
That should be alright.
Bit of a celebratory drink.
Red and deer heart. Brett was kind enough to give me the ribs off that deer we got on the weekend. So I've just had them marinating in a cryovac bag overnight in the fridge in a spicy barbecue marinade that I've made up. And we're just going to throw it in the slow cooker on low for 10 hours so we can have them for a snack later on this evening. If you'd like to find out what the recipe is and join a bit of a community that I've started over at Patreon, any level of support is really appreciated, and it can cost you as little as $5 a month, $60 a year. So there's some really good benefits in there. So I'd enjoy it if you went and checked it out.